the response is the police license says that it's not their business. You should call URA. URA says it's not my problem. You should call NEA. NEA says that I can only come down and take a look, but I can't chase them away. You should call the police. So we go one big round again.
But did things improve at all?
Well, the police were quite proactive. They started making more rounds for a short time. It did improve, but they stopped after a while. And these workers, they come and go. So after 2-3 months, they leave, another batch come in. And it's the same problem again, all over again.
Also, the batches actually change from time to time?
Yes, they do. They always change. Okay. So you get different sets of problems, different times.
So would you suppose that having a dormitory situation like they're proposing would, I guess, where facilities may be better built to service their needs, would be better than a house situation which you are in? Because that's not supposed to be a house, right?
I think that will solve our problem, but it probably will not solve the problem. I mean,
with like the toilets and all that,
definitely.
you would think that with a dormitory situation, they have enough toilets. And
which goes back to my first point. I'm saying that we are okay with foreign workers. I mean, we should be more open to foreigners coming in. We should learn to integrate them as well, but they should also learn our culture, and I think that the people who employ them should take responsibility in educating them.
That's right.
I mean, like when we hire maids, we have to go through online training on how do we treat our maids. I think we should make those people go through some kind of training that you should not litter on the floor, you should not speak.
It's hard though. I must interject to say that I think it's very hard to teach. I mean, you because you see,
social norms.
Recently, a relative of mine has moved to India, and I've spent a lot of time there, a few months, a couple of months every year, and really, I mean, compared to what they do in their country, which is, I mean, this is not any fault of theirs. This is their country's infrastructure. They are really. I mean, if they told people that they had to, strike a match and throw it into the dustbin, they wouldn't believe it. Because, for example, my a relative's helper in the house, who is from India, when she strikes the match, she throws it into their garden. And of course, my relative says, "What are you doing?" She says, "But it's already very good what they are doing, because where they come from, it's unbelievable."
So
absolutely
you're saying it's difficult for people to unlearn what's being
It is very. I think they're trying as best they can, but it's hard. I mean, in India, for example, there's a street where the children, and it's acceptable, but the children just go there, and it's called Poo Street. They just squat and poo and face the main road, and you just see small little
why
pools.
You go that far?
But
here
the
in
thing
Singapore,
is, that's the way it is.
In early 70s and mid 70s, up to the consolidation of the bus services, we used to have green bus, blue bus, amalgamated bus. Have you heard of that? No, long before you were born. No, it's true. People used to spit inside the bus.
Okay, so
wait. That was the level of hygiene here. It took 3 generations to reach what we are today. And you want to teach these fellows in 2 weeks?
I think it's very hard. So, trying to really trying to expect them to be clean, like if they're living in, the 5 houses next to you, I think if trying to expect them to be clean is hard. So in a sense, you do have to.
Okay, I'm trying
to
integrate
but segregate. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a mix.
I'm trying to understand what you are putting forth here. You are saying we want to integrate them. We don't want them in townships, but we want to make sure they learn social norms.
They have to be properly housed.
And at the same time,
this kind of situation is unacceptable.
You're also saying that it's tough to get them to unlearn what they were brought up with, but then at the same time,
they do try, but you can't.
I know.
So,
but at the same time, Wee Chung was saying that if they were in dormitories, he might feel more comfortable with that. But at the same time, you're all agreeing that it's tough to
huge numbers of the same community.
Not in the thousands, but like maybe 100 or 200 in a place, but also suitably placed so that they are not in such close proximity to a residential area, but close enough where they would have to mingle. I mean, Singapore is so small. Have to mingle anyway. There's no way you can really isolate.
So you're saying you want them to integrate, but not too close?
Not because we don't want them near us, but because when they are together, in order for them to be housed in a proper environment where they have enough toilets, enough dustbins, they can't be housed so close. I mean,
it is not the physical proximity.
The physics of it just doesn't allow. So it's not because we
social
don't want
proximity
them
must
to be
also
near
be there.
us.
Okay, so that means dormitories don't work. Townships, you don't think they'll work?
Small dormitories.
So you think that they should be scattered all over the island?
No. Again, don't jump into
conclusions. Very simple.
Yeah.
There is no proper solution or 100% solution that will solve all these problems. My point is, every single little bit helps.
Yes.
House them properly, educate them, find their employers if the employers are not taking responsibility. Exactly.
Social behavior.
Find the employers. I mean, we have 30 years of.
If I can add on,
if
you look at the so-called foreign workers population here, we have got sources from Myanmar, guys coming from India, Bangladesh, Thailand, Philippines. Now, they all come from a different social background. How can you have one system to do it?
So you're saying they should be trained or taught like the sort of stringent measures that domestic workers have to go through before they enter.
To some extent.
To some extent. Don't expect too much out of it.
I think that helps a lot.
Okay, so that's at least a proactive.
No, more than that, you need somebody to supervise them in small batches.
Right.
That's very important.
In
Otherwise,
small
no.
batches.
Yeah.
I mean, when they house them in their houses, for example, do they make sure that this house has got 3 toilets, so we should only have a maximum of this number, or are the employers allowed to say, okay, let's just stuff them inside, and then of course they will spill over, and then where are they going to find toilets?
Which is why I said hold the employer responsible. I mean, we are very good at that. Hold them responsible, fine them, punish them if they're not.
How about
that's right? Yeah. Well, we've been talking about living near foreign workers and housing them, but do we actually know how they really live? Well, let's take a peek at foreign workers' dormitories in Upper Jurong Road.
I'm shooting for Razor TV. Today I have with me Mr. Muhammad, who is the manager of the Jurongville Apartments, Block 529.
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Muhammad, what goes on in the flat? What's inside a flat?
Actually, basically a room, one unit itself actually can cater to up to 10 workers. 10 workers, and we provide with them 4 sets of double-decker beds, 2 lockers, table and 6 chairs. So the rest is up to them. They want to bring their television, their radio set and all that,
Okay, this is one of the rooms that the foreign workers stays. Okay, how many people usually stay in one room
3
like that?
to 4 workers per room.
So many people staying in one flat, right? Do they, have conflicts with each other?
Usually, we don't face that because most of them are usually, we try not to mix people from Bangladesh and Indians or Myanmar together in the same room, because they are Indians, then we try to put them in the same room. So usually, you can see them rushing for the toilet. Yeah, usually no complaints, no fighting whatsoever.
Okay, so how many people share a toilet? Is there a common toilet?
No, this is actually a common toilet here. So we have about 10 workers that we share a common toilet. So usually you can see some of them waking up way earlier just to use the toilet first.
How frequent do the workers clean up their toilets?
Basically, always depends on those who are particular about cleanliness. For those who are very particular, they would probably be cleaned up weekly or monthly. I don't know. It depends on whether they are free or not. But usually we'll try to make checks on them a month or 2 later, every month or so. We just come and check. Probably tell them in a very nice way to be keeping the place clean.
I see.
Try to keep the place as clean as possible.
Okay, was it difficult to get them to clean up?
Yes, because basically most of them back from work, they'll be very tired. So having us coming over to tell them that they don't really appreciate that, they would actually tell us about their problems. They are tired. Can they do it some other time? Can they do it on a Sunday?
Do the people here, cook their own meals?
Yes, usually they do cook their own meals. They probably take turns to cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
They cook for everybody?
Yeah, actually they all would actually pot to buy the gas cylinder, and they will all try to come out some cash to buy the groceries and all that. And everyone of them will take turns to cook.
Okay, so they behave like a little family.
Yes, it is like a little family, just as all men. So those who actually are free or on MC or is their off day, they will probably watch TV, watch Tamil movies or Hindi movies, or just listen to songs.
Where do they get all these shows from? Is this from TV?
Probably would go on Sundays, probably go to Tekka area and get those new and latest movies to actually watch it.
Okay. What are you watching now?
Song.
Don't you have to work today?
Right. Tomorrow.
How's life in Singapore?
Yeah, I like it.
Most of them, they prefer to actually sleep on the floor because from where they come from, they usually it's a habit from sleep on the floor. So
Okay.
just a mattress.
I see. So you were saying just now that you guys do provide double-decker beds for them, but
yeah, they rather
sleep on the floor. So they prefer to hang their clothes in the room rather than do it outside.
usually because the space outside is not enough. So for 10 workers, they probably end up hanging it elsewhere in the rooms.
Are there any instances of theft?
No. Sometimes they do complain, but usually we suspect it's the people, workers themselves. They will actually place all the items here and there. Then a friend will probably try to take it or probably borrow without telling them, no? So usually we try to settle the case within the dormitory itself. We try to settle it for them. Theft is not that norm here.
And how do you find living here?
Very good.
How many people do you live with in your flat?
For, I think, 10 people.
Is there a lot of people?
No, okay. No.
10 people is good for you. Are you going to stay here forever, all your life?
Also can, no problem, can. Because 12 years ago already, somehow I need 12 years ago, that means my life finished. That better I stay here. 12 years ago already, you do somehow stay 12 years, then 24. Now 24, then that means 40 already. No use go also Bangladesh. Better I stay here.
How many years have you been staying here?
7 years already.
Do you feel attached to Singapore?
Singapore, very like.
So are there things that you will want or you think is lacking?
Cable connection alla.
After taking a look at the living conditions and talking to the residents of Block 529, these people come across to me as simple. They do not ask for more other than a good Bollywood movie to keep them entertained during their free time. And despite having about 10 people staying in a 3-room flat, they still keep their rooms relatively tidy with no bad smell. After working for so many years, these foreign workers hope to one day enjoy the fruits of their labor with their family back home, or to be able to live comfortably in Singapore, where so many of them has made their home.
That was an interesting glimpse. So does that help to change your mind about foreign workers at all? I know, Patrick, you know some foreign workers.
Yeah, I think they live in terrible conditions. So I think it's the employers and government's responsibility to give them proper housing, proper facilities, so that a lot of problems that some of you face can be eradicated. I think, like littering and throwing things down the drain and all that. I think that's important.
Great. Wee Chong, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's stick to the facts and let's look at the whole thing objectively. I mean, we are not against them coming in, staying with us, or working with us. We just feel that certain things like security, cleanliness has to be addressed, and these are all valid points. And someone has to take responsibility. Someone has to take ownership. They have to be educated. Owners have to, or employers have to take responsibility over their workers.
How about you, Mohan?
Well, it should be like, to extend what he was saying, it should be a combined responsibility of the government, employer, and probably even some welfare, organizations getting involved in doing the right thing. But at the same time, like I said, always say, never think in 4-digit numbers. Think in 2-digit numbers with supervision. That way you can easily integrate into any community, anywhere, whether a housing board community or a Serangoon Garden kind of community. It can be done. But don't go big, because you're creating problem for both sides.
All right, that's great, Mohan.
How about you, Lyn?
Well, just to bring the issue back to Serangoon Gardens when we started talking, I suppose having that large number of people in that particular community would probably not be a good idea. I mean, we still have to find proper housing for them, which we will have to do. But in this case, because of the traffic and the road structures, it's not ideal.
Okay. Thanks everyone so much for being with us here tonight on Point Blank. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. But before we leave you, here's our Razorism for the day.
Let us not look back in anger or forward in fear, but around in awareness. It's by James Thurber. He's one of my favorite American cartoonists.
Thank you for joining us tonight, and we've enjoyed being Point Blank with you.
But don't go away, because news is up next with Razor's Top 5.